In the grand theatre of ideas, few battles have been as fierce, as fascinating or as foundational as the clash of titans between Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. These two psychologists were once allies, but soon their theories diverged so much that they became fierce critics of each other. Today, we'll delve into their core differences, exploring why they clashed and whose ideas stood the test of time. Let's start by introducing these giants of psychology. First, Sigmund Freud. Born in 1856 in Austria, he was a scientist of the shadows, a man who dared to peer into the darkest corners of the human mind. Freud developed psychoanalysis, which revolutionized how we understand the human mind. He believed the human mind is like an iceberg, with most of it hidden beneath the surface. Freud believed the human mind was driven by three parts: the ID, the ego, and the superego. The ID is full of primitive urges and desires, often sexual or aggressive, operating according to the pleasure principle. Next comes the ego, which develops to mediate between the ID and the demands of reality. Then there's the superego, internalized ideals and morals, the voice of conscience. Freud also introduced the concept of defense mechanisms, like repression, where unacceptable thoughts are pushed into the unconscious mind. He emphasized the importance of early childhood experiences and the impact of unresolved conflicts in shaping adult personality. His work, though controversial, opened up a new world of understanding of the human psyche. Now, Carl Gustav Jung. Born in 1875 in Switzerland, Jung was Freud's former apprentice. He initially followed Freud's ideas but soon embarked on his own path, becoming the mystic explorer of the soul. Unlike Freud, Jung didn't see the unconscious as a repository of repressed pathology, but as a source of creativity and wisdom. Jung believed the human psyche is structured differently. He introduced concepts like the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of ancestral memories and experiences. He also spoke about archetypes, universal symbols, and patterns of behavior that manifest in dreams, myths, and stories across cultures. Jung's approach was more holistic. He considered the influence of spirituality, religion, and the search for meaning in life as crucial to understanding the human psyche. In fact, he believed the ultimate goal of the psyche is self-realization or wholeness. Jung's ideas were more abstract and philosophical than Freud's, and he emphasized personal growth, transformation, and the integration of seemingly contradictory aspects of the personality. Now let's dive into the core differences between these two brilliant minds. Point 1. The nature of the unconscious. Freud viewed the unconscious mind as a dark cellar, a place where primitive desires, especially sexual ones, and repressed memories are locked away, hidden from conscious view. He believed these desires, mainly sexual or aggressive, could manifest in dreams, slips of the tongue, and neurotic symptoms. Essentially, Freud saw the unconscious as a storehouse of repressed material, often considered unacceptable by society, that could cause problems when it tries to surface. On the other hand, Jung saw the unconscious as a vast ocean, a wellspring of creativity and wisdom. Instead of being a mere repository of repressed material, Jung believed the unconscious contained a rich tapestry of symbolic, archetypal, and spiritual elements that can guide us towards wholeness. This fundamental difference in perspective led to a divergence in their theories and their methods. Freud's approach to therapy focused on bringing unconscious material to the surface through techniques like free association and dream analysis to understand and resolve conflicts rooted in repressed desires. Jung, meanwhile, used active imagination and other techniques to delve into the depths of the psyche, exploring the symbolism and meaning embedded in dreams and the unconscious processes to foster personal growth and self-realization. Point 2. What drives us? Freud was quite straightforward. He believed libido, often translated as sexual drive, is the primary source of motivation. This drive, present from birth, he believed, pushes us towards pleasure. Initially, this manifests in infants as a life instinct, eros, focused on self-preservation, and then redirects towards sexual gratification. Later, this libido, if not channeled appropriately, can turn destructive. Freud also proposed the death instinct, thanatos, which he believed was a self-destructive force counterbalancing eros. According to Freud, our entire psychological journey is driven by these instincts, all cloaked in the complexities of the superego, ego, and defense mechanisms. Jung, however, had a more nuanced view. He didn't dismiss the power of instincts, but he believed that what truly drives us is the yearning for wholeness, a desire for unity, balance, and completeness. Jung's approach was more holistic, considering not just biological instincts, but also the impact of spirituality, culture, and the search for meaning on human behavior and personality. For Jung, we're not merely driven by primal urges, but by a complex interplay of forces seeking harmony and balance within ourselves. Point 3. Spirituality and the soul. Here's where the divide between these two brilliant minds becomes stark. Freud was a staunch materialist. He saw the human mind and psyche solely through a materialistic lens, emphasizing biological drives and the influence of early childhood experiences. He believed that religion was a form of wish fulfillment, a way to escape the harsh realities of existence. Jung, on the other hand, had a much more mystical outlook. He firmly believed that the psyche is inherently spiritual, and that spirituality and religion are vital aspects of human experience. Jung saw the human psyche as a microcosm of the universe, reflecting the inherent order and complexity of existence. He believed that the search for meaning and the exploration of the unconscious can lead to profound spiritual insights and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Point 4. Dreams. Freud viewed dreams as disguised fulfillments of repressed wishes, particularly sexual ones. He believed dreams were a window into the unconscious, where the ego is less active, allowing these repressed desires to manifest symbolically. Jung saw dreams as much more than just wish fulfillments. He believed dreams are messages from the unconscious, offering guidance, revealing archetypes, and helping us grow. Jungian dream analysis focused on understanding the symbols and archetypes that appear in dreams, seeing them as a way to connect with the collective unconscious and access deeper wisdom and insight. While both psychologists analyzed dreams, Freud did so to expose repressed sexual desires, while Jung approached them as a means to understand universal human experiences and promote personal growth. Point 5. The shadow. One of Jung's most significant contributions to depth psychology is the concept of the shadow. The shadow refers to the unconscious aspects of our personality that we reject, deny, or are ashamed of. Jung believed that everyone has a shadow, and it's essential to confront and integrate these rejected parts of ourselves for our psychological well-being. In contrast, Freud didn't have a specific concept that directly aligns with Jung's shadow. Freud's ideas about defense mechanisms come close, as they explain how we protect ourselves from unacceptable thoughts and feelings. However, Freud's emphasis was on repressing unwanted desires, often sexual in nature, while Jung's shadow encompasses a broader range of rejected aspects of the personality. By acknowledging and integrating our shadow, Jung believed we move towards wholeness, recognizing that we are not just good or rational, but a complex blend of light and darkness. Point 6. The split. Their partnership began as a meeting of minds. With Freud recognizing Jung's brilliance and welcoming him into his inner circle, Jung himself revered Freud, initially seeing him as a kind of father figure. However, their collaboration didn't last. Differences in perspective gradually widened into a chasm, leading to a public split in 1913. Freud, deeply entrenched in his psychoanalytic views, couldn't accommodate Jung's more mystical and spiritual ideas. Jung, too, felt constrained by Freud's rigid theories and the limitations he placed on the scope of psychology. Their differing views on topics like the role of spirituality, the nature of the unconscious, and the concept of the libido eventually led to their falling out. Freud, nearing his twilight years, was resistant to new ideas, labeling Jung's theories as mystical nonsense. Jung, in his prime and brimming with intellectual fervor, couldn't compromise his principles. This parting of ways marked a significant event in the history of psychology, giving rise to two distinct schools of thought: Freudian psychoanalysis and Jungian analytical psychology. So the question is, who was right? Looking back, both Freud and Jung were visionaries who revolutionized our understanding of the human mind and psyche. Freud's theories, though controversial, paved the way for modern psychotherapy and our understanding of mental health. Jung's ideas, with their focus on spirituality, archetypes, and the collective unconscious, enriched our understanding of human nature and the complexities of the psyche. Rather than seeing them as mutually exclusive, many contemporary psychologists integrate aspects of both theories, using Freudian techniques to explore the unconscious, Jungian principles to understand symbolism and the search for meaning. Ultimately, both Freud and Jung contributed immensely to psychology, each offering a unique lens through which we can explore the fascinating depths of the human psyche. They were like two explorers who set out from the same port, but ventured into different seas, each charting a unique course and making invaluable discoveries that expanded our understanding of the world. And now it's time for you to weigh in. Which perspective resonates more with you? Have you had experiences that align with Jung's ideas of the unconscious or Freud's concepts of defense mechanisms? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for joining us today.